I'm joined by manager Glenn Turnbull today. Of course, Glenn, our first league game at the weekend resulted in a 4-1 defeat to Met Police. How have the previous days been to sort of reassess how the game's gone?
Um, yeah, pretty good. We've reviewed the VO, we've watched it back in true GT fashion. I got a little bit, obviously not being there, I was looking at the result. I spoke to Neil and spoke to Jeffers, but I got a little bit tetchy just based around the result. But actually, I think we were in the game. I think after the sending off, when you watch the game back, second half, we held our own. You could have a view with a better side. We just said then in a little staff meeting, if we'd have got beat by the odd goal, we'd have drawn the game, even down to 10 men. Probably could have been a fair result. I think the real difference, I've just said to the boys there, is we've got to be clinical at both ends of the pitch. We've got to eradicate some mistakes at defensive end. We've conceded too many goals now through silly mistakes, people switching off, people not tracking their man, just letting runners go. We're at step 4 now, so what we might have got away with last year, we're not getting away with now. And at the other end, people are taking chances. We created, I think, 6 or 7 chances against Met Police. We created a similar number against Stoneham. Lamin, if he scores when we're 1-0 up against Stoneham, we go 2-0 up. That could have finished the game. They come down the other end and equalise. Then they score late and we're under the pump. We're out the FA Cup. Last week, I think Maxi had a chance early doors at 0-0. Not quite one-on-one, but he's got an open shot on the keeper. Keeper saves it, but it's not like he's had to pull off a worldy save. They go down the other end. They score a really well-worked corner, which again has come from a long ball. We've not dealt with that particularly well. It's gone out for a corner. Really well-worked corner. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, you can say the lads scored a worldy finish, but actually they're taking 60-70% of chances. We're gifting 6 or 7 chances. Therefore, they're going to score 2 or 3 goals if we don't eradicate those mistakes. At the other end, we're taking 1 in 7. If we do keep doing that in every game, we're going to get beat. So that's the assessment, really.
Obviously, no game this weekend. So what are you planning on working on the training pitch in this extended training period?
Yeah, so we had, again, it's the nuance of the ground. So the reserves took my slot training Tuesday. So we had to move into the gym and do an S&C session when actually you want to be reflecting and building on what you learnt, what you've seen straight away, while it's fresh with everybody. Tonight, a bit fragmented. There's a ladies' game on the pitch, so we're on the back pitch. We've now got to go up and upset some of the youth teams because we've got to kick them off early because we want to do the session. So again, it is what it is. It's just part of the ground, but that's pretty much been looking at that. Then we've set a friendly up Saturday, so we're playing US. Fraser's not got a game. Obviously, my links with US and my friendship with Fraser allows it both. It's a good session for us to get minutes into people. We had Kano, Joy, Taylor play for the reserves the other night, so it's another opportunity for me to get a game into people that need minutes in their legs. Kev needs a game. Preston needs a start for us to have a look at him. We've got another trialist we'll have a look at next week. Joy, get a game. Taylor, get a game. Say, Isaac, get a game. Maxi, get a game. So we're into then hopefully get another 60, 70 minutes into Laycock because he's coming back. All in intents and purposes, has missed pre-season for his injury. So same with Kano really. So we'll take that as opportunities. And then we'll go straight into Hyde.
You mentioned about a trialist there. Could there be any more transfers happening in the coming days?
It's tough again because the step from the reserves at Hampshire Prem to step 4 is quite big. So we've been trying to work closely with getting players out on loan. I think we've seen with the Birmingham scenario that that's a jeopardy because they go somewhere, they play really well, they're good players. They then fall back in love with playing that rather than waiting their opportunity or sitting and waiting their chance. The irony of that one is with the defensives, he'd have been nailed on to have started the other week and he would have been nailed on to start in the next couple of games, but that's football. So we'll see. It's a real, you just can't go through a season at step 4 with a squad of 16, but equally, if I've got a squad of 22, the boys have got to be prepared to either drop down and play for reserves or go out on loan, but then the loan clubs, I can't be conceited and say, will you take Hayden for one game, but then if I need him, I'm going to drag him back, because that's not fair to the receiving club as well. So trying to not, burn any bridges with anyone that are in that area. So it needs to be meaningful, which I think if we have a look at it, that's what we got with Infinity, with Freddie. So the agreement was Freddie go there for 6 weeks. I'd only ever call him back if Dylan was injured and he was definitely going to start. Freddie's played 4 games Saturday, his 5th game. So then I can have a chat with Rich in a week's time, see how that's going, and that's probably where we're going to be going. Then if that is the case, we might bring 1 or 2 in just to bolster the squad, have a look at that. We're almost into the position now where we're only going to bring players in that are better than what we've got to better the side, and then that'll look after itself.